I'll take you right back, Matt. 2013, I was working at a small kind of consultancy. Essentially, it was kind of a life coaching consultancy, not an industry I ever wanted to go into. I then realized I wanted to work in the sports industry. So a friend of a friend knew someone called Aaron who'd just co-founded a sports social networking platform. Met him for a coffee, and essentially he said, look, you can come and join us, but we're not going to pay you. It'll be an unpaid internship. I said, I'll think about it. Eventually, I realized that I wanted to get into the industry so bad that I was willing to sacrifice a full salary and start working for free. So joined Sport Lobster right at the beginning. I think I was the 4th employee. Harry Hugo started on the same day pretty much. So I started as an unpaid intern, he was running the social media, and Aaron was the co-founder. We grew very quickly over the next few years, moved office about 4 times. I worked my way up through that business till I was managing the whole marketing team. That was about 25, 30 people. Very tumultuous period. I was reporting directly into Aaron and Andy, who were the co-founders. I was managing Harry actually, so very interesting dynamic where we all first met. Eventually we realized that we stumbled across the influencer marketing channel while we were there by mistake. Of all the marketing channels we were using, social influencers, at that point football fan pages really on Twitter and Facebook, converted way, way better than everything else we were doing. For example, Cristiano Ronaldo was one of our main ambassadors. He would post with a link to the platform. It would drive 500 installs, for example. We paid him God knows how much money. And then we'd use, for example, 2 Premier League fan accounts run by a kid in Singapore who might be 16 years old. He has no idea how to access brand money. Brands have no idea he exists, but we would reach out and find these contacts and pay them. They would drive 4 or 5 times more installs and registrations than the likes of Ronaldo. So straight away we knew something incredibly valuable was going on, and we built a team around this concept. They basically had to go out and find these influencers, and we started paying thousands of them and tracking all the data. So we knew who would drive what kind of cost per click, cost per install, cost per registration, and then ultimately kind of looking at lifetime value down the funnel. So we realized that no one else outside of what we were doing were running these kind of campaigns very effectively. So we left 3.5 years ago now, started Goat. We grew very quickly. We basically started running 5 grand campaigns for sports companies looking for acquisition in the same way we were delivering in-house. The next weekend they give us 10 grand, the next weekend they give us 15 grand. We then hired a couple of people, and we've just grown organically and exponentially since then. We pitched for a massive, massive at the time, £1 million fashion contract, and then we managed to win the pitch. And then we had to work out how to deliver that kind of large-scale fashion influence campaign, the likes of which no one had really run in this country. So we hired a team around it, we plugged in our methodology from what we were doing in sport into a different vertical, and it worked very effectively. So now we work across everything from tech and gaming and travel, and we're working with companies in the femcare space in the US, all the way through to selling Cricket World Cup tickets, to selling gardening equipment for Lidl, whatever it might be. So I guess the advice would be, if you want to work in a specific industry, lose your pride, go and find a job that will get you through the door in that industry, and then just back yourself to progress and develop and grow quickly. Have an eye out for people that you think are talented, who you think could help you progress, either because they'll educate you and train you and teach you how to do things, or just because you think that you could do some great work with them in some capacity down the line. So definitely Harry and I had that very early at Sport Lobster. We were like a little team working out how to deliver value across the different marketing channels, learned a lot from each other. And then we both surrounded ourselves with Aaron and Andy, who were the co-founders, because we knew that would benefit us. Yeah, finally the kind of stars aligned, and we saw an opportunity, and we were all on the same page and trusted each other that it would go well. So yeah, now we're up to 120 members of the team across 4 offices, but it definitely feels like it's just the start of a much bigger journey.